Is it visible, guys?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, when you anybody who does not have the Java installed, everybody knows how to install Java, how to check the Java version. Anybody who is not aware? Okay. So, can you just ping me the Java versions in the chat box, the Java version that you have on your machine? 1.8. Okay. 8. Okay. 8. Anybody who have version 9, 10, 11, we may face issues because there are some compatibility issues. So JDK 7 should be okay, JDK 8 should be okay, 9, 10, 11 may have issues. Anybody who has 9, 10 or 11? No one? Okay. All right, guys. So now every one of you have this software on your machine, right? The one you have downloaded. All right. Now what you have to do, go to any folder, maybe go to into a C drive and maybe create a folder called training, maybe, right? And within the training folder, maybe you can create a folder called install. So you can see I'm in a folder called install, right? After install folder, you can create one folder called author, and you can create one folder called publish. All right. Now we discussed yesterday what is an author machine, what is a publish machine. Anybody would want to tell me what is an author server, what is a publish server?
Who can create the content is author server. Publish means after creating, we will publish the publisher.
Okay. Anyone else? Guys, I will keep checking, your knowledge. I'll be cross checking to understand whether you were paying attention or not, right? Because my job is to prepare you for, your IT projects, or maybe, if you have to attend the interview. So I'll have to keep asking these questions, right? And then if anybody is not aware what it is, feel free to ask me. But if I'm asking the question, I would need the answer.
Hello, sir.
Again, yeah. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Publish is only for the details. Hello.
Your voice is breaking for me. I don't know if it's for me only.
Hello.
Okay.
Author means create templates and pages.
Mm-hmm.
Publish means
Right.
visitors request.
Correct. So in AEM, you would have two sort of servers in every environment, whether it's Kati JDK 13 would not work with this version. Maybe you can install JDK 8 also. So on the author server, we will create the code, we will create the templates, we will create the components, right? And then we will edit the content, and then we will publish it. So from author server, the content once approved, JDK 15. JDK 15, is that a version? Is it really a version? I'm not sure. Okay, might be. I mean, I have not tried JDK 15. So, guys, I know anything before 1.8 or basically Java 8 would work. Okay, if not, then probably you'll have to, install the other version as well. And then I believe everybody knows how to set up the class path, right? So that appropriate Java version is picked up. So, install JDK 8, update your class path so that, the class path refers to the JDK 8 or JDK 7 version. Okay, so on the author machine, we create the content. On the publisher machine, the content is hosted. Basically, your website, live website, is served by the publish instance, right? Now, as I told you, I told you, right? You use the same software to install author as well as publish. Now, for our development training or for our, all the coding exercise purpose, we would only need author. We don't need to worry about publish, because in publish you can't do anything. So but I'll tell you how you can install publish as well, right? So now you must have these two Java files. So just click on, these two files, and then copy or maybe cut these files and place it into author server. Okay. Now, installing the JDK, after installing the JDK, installing the author server is pretty easy in a Windows machine, right? You just have to select and double click it. Okay. Now, again, there are many different combinations using which we can configure how this will be installed, right? There are many configuration options which we will be, okay, my voice is breaking.
Yeah.
Let me move to this. Let me know if it is better now.
Sir, can you please repeat the process again? Because your voice
I'll be
is
repeating.
breaking.
Yeah,
But
your
now
voice
with
is
my
better now.
it is still breaking.
No,
not
it's not breaking for me actually.
Okay,
It's
so I
clear.
mean, if it's breaking for some of the folks and if it's not breaking for some of the folks, that means for the folks who it's breaking, that might be their network issue. But yeah, I'll repeat it again. So what I said is, I hope you can see my screen. So you copy these two files into the folder called author, right? And now there are different combinations using which you can install and configure the author server. I will be covering all the configuration option later on, right? But for now, will just do a very simple basic install, which does not require any configuration. Okay. So everybody just copy these two files into an author folder and then double click on this one.
Okay, so I have one question. Need to create like installed and author both folder in a system. Particular C drive, yeah, anywhere we can create.
Anywhere you're fine. As long as you have space available, right? It is just for managing purpose, right? It's easy if you have an install folder and inside that you have an author folder. So it's in a real project, you will see the things arranged that way, right? It's not scattered everywhere. So this is a standard best practices. If you want to follow it, it's good. If not, then you're free to install it anywhere.
Okay, and
But the
one more
moment,
question I have. Need to install, download only CQ author .jar file and license.property file only.
yeah, if you do not have Java, then you have to download the JDK as well. If you already have Java 8 or 7, then you're good.
Okay.
Sorry, can you repeat? We have to put it in author folder or publish folder? Author, right?
Yeah, author folder. We're installing the author right now. Right, for the moment, if you have the Java installed already, the moment you click the jar file, you will see this. Can everybody see that window that has opened up? And it says, starting quick start.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, for the first time, you install it, it will going to take couple of minutes because it takes some time. It extracts all the files and then it is configured as an author. After the first installation, if you start it the next time, it will be start pretty quickly, right? So the people who have clicked on this and can see the screen, they would see one new directory has been created into your in a folder which is called CRX Quick Start. Can everyone see a new directory being created?
Yeah.
Hello, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
JDK 1.8 is not enough. We should have to install only JDK 8.
JDK 1.5, you can give it a try. I mean, I have not tried this with 1.5. Just if you already have JDK 1.5, just copy this jar file in a folder, double click on it, and see if it runs.
Oh, no, not JDK 1.5, 1.8.
1.8 should be okay. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. Can everyone see this running on the machine? Anybody
Yeah.
who's not able to see this? The path to install, can you repeat the path to install? You create any folder of your liking. Maybe go to C drive, just create one folder called training, or a folder with your name, or whatever, whatever name you like. Inside that folder, create two folders. So if you can, let me again go back to the folder view. And then if you can see my screen, you would see two folder, author and publish. Is it clear, guys? You can create two folders. One is called author, another is called publish. And then in the author folder, Rohit, I'm not able to listen. I don't know, bro. What is the problem? Can other guy hear me? Can other folks hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah, Rohit, I'm not sure what is the problem. Might be at your end. Okay. So guys, yeah, so in the author folder, you have to copy this jar file, license files, and click on the jar file. If your Java version is correct, right, you will be able to see one pop-up coming, which is something like this. Okay. Anybody who is facing issues, or should we move ahead?
Yeah, Rohit and some Jinko, both guys audio not connected. Requesting you guys please connect the computer audio.
Yeah, because if their audio is not connected, they would not be able to hear you. So maybe we'll have to put that in the chat box.
Yes, yeah. Requesting these two guys, Rohit and Jinko or something. Jinko, both you guys please connect.
No. So what I'm saying, if their audio is not connected, they would not be able to hear you as well,
Yes,
right? So you'll have to
correct.
put that in the chat box.
Right. Correct. Let them put the message.
Okay. So Madan, where I find the jobs, I have already shared on the email. So if you have provided me your email ID yesterday in the attendance sheet, or even today, I have shared that with your email address. So you should have that in your Gmail inbox, the link. Okay, it is taking a little bit longer. Anybody who has seen this? Okay, now it is working. Maybe few more minutes. Okay, now once it is installed, right, you should be able to see this screen, which is automatically, a screen will open. Can everybody see this kind of screen?
Oh, yes.
Oh, it is in progress.
It is still loading for me.
Yeah, no, but it may take, the first time it will take time because it is installing, it is extracting all the files. So it is going to take some time. Now for the people, if you can see this login screen, you have to log in, right? You have to provide the username and the password. Okay. So the default username is admin and the password is also admin. So you enter this and click on sign in. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the moment you come here, right? Now some people who logged in may see a different screen, which would be like this.
Could you please repeat what would the username and password should be?
Admin,
Oh, thank you.
ADMIN, and the password is also admin.
Okay.
Kumar, I'm getting the message that username and password don't match. I gave admin and admin.
Then in that case, you are not giving the right password. Type the username as ADMIN. Let me ping in the chat. Username is
Nice.
admin. Password is also admin.
Admin, right? Yeah.
Those are case sensitive, Kumar.
Is it case sensitive? Yeah.
It is.
Captain.
Passwords and usernames are always kept. I mean, if not username, passwords are always kept.
All are
Right.
small letters. All are small letters.
ఏం చేస్తాను
పాస్వర్డ్
అడ్మిన్
డౌన్లోడ్ అయితే
వీళ్ళు ఏమేమో మాట్లాడితే నేను కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అయిపోతున్నా. నేను అసలు నాకు ఇట్లంతా మాట్లాడదు.
Okay, I don't understand that.
Hi, Sunita, please mute your line.
Okay. Sramaika, I got me like invitation.
Kumar,
Yes, you click on that. Yeah.
Sorry, this login link, right? It automatically came in, and then now I'm trying to, put the link again and reload this login page. But what is how do I go and get this login link page?
So
Should I
you know,
click?
you can just, if it's not opening properly, then you can type localhost. Can you see my screen? Localhost colon 4502,
Yeah.
right? Slash welcome. Can you see the URL? I can just type this in the chat box as well, right? Only this will work only when you know your AEM is installed and that prompt shows you the on button, right? If it is not on, then it will take some time, right, to start it fully.
Yep, I got it.
All right. Okay, so some people, I don't know, guys, why you have not got email. Maybe because you have not provided me your email address yesterday. But then I'm again going to share one more time. So I got 1, 2, 3 email IDs. So, you know, you should see an email into your inbox which says, you know, collaborate or something, and there you will. So I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to add you, right? And you should see an email from me, right? If you have not, let me know, you know. Now you click on that email, you will land into this folder. You click on this folder, right? You will see 2 folders. One is called presentation, another is called software. You click on software, you will see one CQ author jar and a license.property. So if you already have Java installed, you need to install or you need to download only these 2 files. Otherwise, download JDK and install it as well before installing CQ, right? And as I said, once you download, go to a folder, create an author folder, copy these 2 files, the author.jar and license property. If you do not copy the license.properties in the same folder, you will not be able to log in if you do not have the license. And once you click on it, you will see a screen something like this, which is this, right? The moment you double click on it, you will see this screen, and it may take up to 5 minutes to fully install it. Once it is fully installed, you will see this on button. So if you click on this on button, you can shut down the AEM server, right? If it is on, that means your server is installed correctly, and now you are ready to go, right? Once it is installed correctly, you will see a browser window, your default browser window automatically get opened, and then you will see a screen with a login, right? Can you guys see my screen? You will see a screen like something like this, right? If you do not see, you have to manually type localhost 4502 / welcome.
There is a semicolon after localhost, right?
Sorry, what?
There is a localhost colon and then 4502.
Yeah. Yes, I have pinged that URL in the chat box also. So you can refer to the chat box. You can see that URL there.
For some reason, I'm not able to. This time, I'm not able to even load the.
So what error are you getting?
No, it says this site can't be reached.
This is Bhupal, right?
Yes, yes.
Bhupal, can you share your screen and show me? Let me see.
Okay.
I'll try to figure it out.
Sorry, just give me a minute. I need to again log in.
Priyanka, 4 GB RAM should be okay. I mean, it may slow down your system a bit, but yeah, I mean, we can manage. 8 GB is what is recommended, but if you do not have, then yeah, we'll see. Okay, so people are still pinging me for their email address. I don't know, guys, have you updated the Excel sheet with your email ID? Because if you would have, you should have got an email earlier as well. Anyway, make sure that you update this attendance sheet. I still see a lot of people have not updated the attendance sheet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Around 10 people are missing. And okay, people are sending me their email address. Okay, anybody else facing issue? I assume everybody is able to install, right? Can we move ahead? And then I can start showing you the UI. And then, I can do a demo of how AEM works, a basic demo before we start with advanced concept. Which 2 folder you see, Rohit? There would be 1 folder for presentation. So whatever presentation I'll be showing, I'll be uploading those so that, you can refer them later, if you need. The other would be software. So in that you will find all the software. Going forward, I will create more folder, like if, I'll be sharing the code with you. So you will get code. I will be sharing some books with you. So you'll get another folder called books, right? So you have to go to software folder, right? If you can see my screen, this is how they look like, presentation and software, right? So you have to download whatever is inside software, especially these 2 files, author.jar and license.properties. Guys, everyone is able to download and install. Let me know if anyone facing issue.
Kumar, this is Bhupal. Can I share my screen and then show you?
Yeah, sure. Sure, please go ahead.
Okay, you can see my screen now?
I can see your screen, but yeah, I only see browser. Is your AEM installed? Do you see the on button?
Yeah, okay. Where do I, okay, let me share the whole thing then.
Yeah, share the whole thing and go to the folder where you have, downloaded the installation file.
Okay. How do I share the?
See, if you have to click on the jar file, right? And then maybe.
Okay, I'm sharing
Yeah,
my
still see the
screen.
browser.
So this is
Yeah.
the folder.
Yes. Yeah, go to the author. I mean, go 1 level up. Okay. You clicked on the CQ author, right? Was it installed?
Yes,
I
it
don't
was.
see that. Then you closed it or what?
No, I think it probably got closed automatically.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe do one thing.
And then tell me one thing, is this because I just got a message that, my OneDrive is full.
This is on your machine, right?
Yeah, it's my
Oh,
personal.
you have copied this on your desktop, which basically gets synced with OneDrive, so that might be an issue. Don't do this in desktop. Do one thing, copy CQ author and license property file, copy both these two files, then go to your, copy this, go to the C drive.
Here you said create those folders, right?
Yeah, create maybe one folder called training. You have enough space in C drive, right?
Yeah.
Inside this, create one folder AM. Inside that, create one folder author. And copy these two files.
One is publish, you said, right? Okay.
Yeah, you can create publish. We would not need publish because everything that can be done on publish can be done on author. No, you have to copy the jar file and the license file here.
Yeah,
from your desktop. And that's why I told everyone, right? Create a folder in C drive. Desktop is not something to install software.
Author, these two, right?
Yeah, these two file, license files and CQ author file.
Let's see. And here it is. So should I install
now,
it?
double click on the author. Yeah. Now you should wait till you see an on button. Once you see the on button, go to the localhost 4502/welcome. You will see a login screen. Most of the time, the welcome screen opens automatically as soon as the author starts. But then, if it does not, then you can, once you see the on button, you can open the browser and go to the localhost 4502/welcome.
Yeah. Okay.
And then in the login screen, you have to give the username as admin and password as admin.
Admin. Okay. Okay. So I can stop sharing now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Everybody else is able to install it? Because if you are not able to install, then will not be able to walk through. You will not be able to do the installation. So that's why I want to make sure that everybody is fine. Because we cannot come back again and again. All right, guys. So now let me walk you through the some of the samples,
Then
or
I didn't install still.
What did not you install?
Yeah, yes. Some network is slow.
All right, no worries. If your network is slow, maybe you can, we cannot wait too long, right? Let it get installed. The folks who have installed it already can do it with me. Otherwise, the people who are yet to install can do on their own free time. And you can if you have faced any issues, then maybe tomorrow in the tomorrow's class we can again discuss, right? So let me just show you how basic AM feature works. So now, as I said, once you log in, right, you will see this screen. Okay. Now, remember two things. AM has two kind of interface. Okay, very important. Always keep in mind. The first interface or the old interface is called classic UI or the older UI. The new interface is called touch UI. Okay. By default, most of the time you will see the touch UI interface or the new interface. Right. So from 6.3 onwards, most of the time, this is the default interface. All right.
Hi, how do we get here?
Automatically, once your AM starts, this page will open up in your browser. If not, you can just directly type into your browser this URL if you want to go to touch UI. Let me ping you. You can keep it as a reference also. Where is my chat box? Come on. Right. So this is the URL of the new UI or touch UI. Right. So you can directly type this and go. If you want to go to the classic UI or the old UI, right? This is the screen. So for going there, you have to type this.
Sure. Thank you.
I'll ping you that one also. Come on. So touch UI URL and classic UI URL of this. Okay. So you can just keep remember this. It's either projects.html or welcome. Okay. I'm going to give you a demo of how AM works, right? Whatever we discussed yesterday, a short one, and then later on we'll go to each of the links in this interface, and I'm going to show you what each one of them does, right? But for now, I'm just going to show you a demo of how people who do not have a technical knowledge can create the pages, edit the pages, create the website without writing a single line of code. Now the installation that I have given you also contains some sample website for training. When you will be working in projects, the software that you will get would not have these sample websites, right? So this training version also have the sample website, which can help you understand how you can create your own website. And we will use some of the content from the training website to configure our website as well when we will start the coding. Okay, so now suppose I am a marketing person, or maybe I'm a business person who want to create one new page. I can go to the website link and I can see all the website that is currently hosted on my AEM server, right? Now here in the website section, whatever icon you see this in, kind of a web browser kind of icon is all your website. So currently in my training instance, I have around 6 to 7 websites. The first website is Geometrics Outdoor, Geometrics Outdoor mobile site, Geometrics demo site, Geometrics mobile demo site, Geometrics media site, Geometrics Go. All these are sample websites. Okay. Now let me go to one of the sample site. Now, if you remember, I told you that with AEM, you can create sites in multiple languages. Can you notice one thing here? You have a root site, then you have an English version, you have a French version, you have a Dutch, Spanish, Italian, Chinese, Japanese. Can everyone see, notice here?
Yeah.
Right. Now, one of the thing with AEM is that you can create the, English website, and with the help of English website, you can integrate with translation services, which can automatically create your website in other languages, right? That we'll see something later on in the advanced topic. But for now, let me go to the English side. So this is, anybody saying something? I hear some voice. Guys, my voice is clear to you? Anyone seeing any breaking voice or something?
I think so.
I don't know. Sorry. Can you hear me, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, like I think somebody is trying to speak, but their voice is not clear. Okay. All right. So now, anyone of you have already installed this and are on this page, you can see we have multiple websites, and I'll just show you a demo of how this AEM works, right? Now, assume that I am a content developer, I'm a business person, I'm in a marketing team, and this is my website. Now, I open the English website. I'll just double click on it. Always remember, in AEM, every screen has two interfaces. Okay, one is Touch UI, the second is Classic UI. Again, in the newer version of AEM, everything would open in Touch UI because this is the new version. Why it is called Touch UI? Any guesses? Any guesses, guys?
User need to touch or click on something on website. That's why it called as.
So nowadays, if you see, most of the people are using devices which are touch enabled, whether it's a mobile, whether it's a tablet, whether it's even laptop, right? They have touch screens. Now the UI of AEM, which used to come earlier, was not very easy to use in touch devices, right? You would require a mouse to navigate. So Adobe has developed this new skins or new UI, which you can easily navigate via touch devices with the touch of your finger. Okay, this is why it's called new UI or touch UI. Okay, I'm going to show you the interface in both classic UI and touch UI because when you will be working in a project, there are chances that people are still using classic UI or maybe using touch UI, right? So I'm going to walk you through both the interfaces. All right, now this is my page. Okay, this is my website. Okay, and let me show you the classic UI interface. So to go to the classic UI, if you see this editor.html, right, I have to delete this, and instead this I have to write cf hash, which is called content finder. It will take me to the classic UI interface. So I can easily switch between both these two interfaces. All right, now to give you an overview of the website, you can see I have products. So it's just a fictional website, right? It's not a real website. It's a sample website. So you can see, it's a site which shows different products. So you see the products. They have a triangle product, which has an overview page and feature page. I have a square, circle, and some other, right? And then I have a services section where I'm providing banking services, certification services, strategy consulting. Then I have a company information, newsletter, right? Press center, board of directors. So typically, this is how your website would look like. Again, see here on the top, I have a logo component. If I click on this logo component, it will take me to the home page of my website, right? Then on the right hand side, you see a contact us link, a sign in link, a sign up link, a search box where you
Kumar,
can
I
search
have
something.
one question. Hello.
Please go ahead.
Yes, actually, in my local system, I'm not able to see like that all screen. Assets related and site, these all things.
So your AEM is installed?
Yes, yes. I also log in over there, and after that,
So
after
this is
that, if I touch any
Amarjit,
of
right?
the, yes, yes.
Okay, Amarjit, can you share your screen and I can try to find out what's wrong.
Okay, okay. Just. Yeah, in this screen, I'm not able to do like if
Yeah,
I click
because you are
anywhere, then
because you are in Touch UI, right? The interface that I was showing is the classic UI, right? If you want to do in Touch UI, I'll show you how to do it. But for now, you can just go to the classic UI. So
okay.
what
So
you do
how
to
can I
go to
do?
the classic? So if you look at my chat box, right, I have given you two URLs, one for classic UI and another for Touch UI.
Okay, okay.
Right.
Okay.
I will show you how to do this in Touch UI also. First, I'll walk you through the classic UI.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, try going to the classic UI and see if you can see. Hmm. I don't see your server running. Is your server running? Are you sure?
Yes, yes. Because if my server is not running, then I think this page will also not going.
Do a refresh here. Reload your page.
Yes.
I think you might have closed the server. Yeah, your server is not running.
Okay.
You should never close this cqauthor.jar, right? If you close it, the server will stop. So whenever you are doing something, you'll have to keep it running.
Okay, I will.
Now,
Again,
it will take
I
some
will
time
start.
to run. You click on that icon. Yeah, right? Click on that icon. Yeah. Now it's going to take some time. Don't close that one, otherwise your server will stop.
Your guys
Yeah.
checking.
This time it should not take too much time. Let's wait a minute or so. It should get started.
Okay.
Meanwhile, anybody else is having any issues, guys? Please speak up. Right? As clear to me, I got server off. How to do it again? I'm in. Rahul, I actually don't understand. What are you trying to say? If you can speak up, that would be better. But looks like your server got stopped, and you want to know how to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was stopped due to I closed that window, and I
Mhm.
again opened that, and now I
It is running
yes,
now. Cool.
yes, it is running now. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else is having issues or having trouble installing or logging into the UI or going to the site sections? Everybody's fine. Yeah. Now the browser window should automatically get opened.
Yes, browser will automatically open some other.
Yeah, I mean, your default browser will automatically get open. If your default browser is Chrome, it will try to open Chrome. If your default browser is Edge, it will try to open Edge. If it's Firefox, it will try to open Firefox, right? Okay, now log in here. Username is admin. Password is also admin. You can save it for over here. You don't have to go again and again.
Sir, it will taking too much time to go to the login page.
If your machine is heavily loaded, if your processor is not powerful, and if your RAM is less than 8 GB, you will struggle a bit.
Okay.
But yeah, first time when you install it takes time. So guys, now you can see this screen, right? This is called Touch UI. Now, how do you go to the classic UI? Instead of projects.html, type welcome.
What should I do?
So instead of projects.html, type welcome. So remove projects.html. No, in the same screen, just remove projects.html and type welcome.
Okay.
This is your classic UI. Now click on websites. Now you would see some simple websites here. How much RAM you have in your machine?
GB.
8 GB?
6 GB.
6 GB. Okay, fine. Now you see
6.
multiple websites. Yeah, multiple website here, right? The first website is Geometrics outdoor site. Second is mobile site, demo site. Okay. Now don't go to the assets and all. I'll explain you later on. But the site is that you see the icon with the browser kind of icon, right? Those are your website. Now click on Geometrics demo site. There's a plus sign in the Geometrics demo site. The third one. Yeah, click on this plus sign. You can see multiple websites for the Geometrics demo site. You can see the English version, French version, Dutch, Spanish, Italian, Chinese, Japanese. Now click on English version and double click on the English. Double click on English.
Yes.
You have to double click on it, so that the site will open. Yeah, double click on the English. Yeah, double click on English. Yes. Now your site will open. Right now, assume you are a marketing people or you are someone whose job is to create content onto the website. Right now, I'll show you how you can create it. Again, if you recall, right, this is opening in Touch UI, right? So one was the interface, the landing page. When we log in, it opens in Touch UI. We can shift to the classic UI by typing in the welcome. Now, for the screen where we can edit the pages, where we can add more content to the pages, also have two interfaces, classic versus touch. Okay. Now, if I want to go to the classic interface, what I have to do? I have to remove editor.html and type cf hash. So let this page load first.
So may I close my screen?
No, I'll just show you. So everybody can see on your screen as well, because I wanted to show them how they can do on their own machine. So I'll just show you how you can do. Right. So click on skip in the left bottom. In the left bottom, you have the skip button, right? Left bottom.
Yes.
Yeah. And don't show again. If just a help, we don't need help. I'm there to show you, so you don't need that help. Don't show again. Don't show again. Don't show again. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now don't allow access. We don't need to give any access or location anyway. Right. So this is your touch screen. Okay. Now by default it will open in touch device. Now if you want to go to the editing interface of classic UI, what you have to do? You have to remove editor.html. So go to the URL address and
Sorry
remove
to
editor.
interrupt you. Can you please expand from this? After double clicking on English, I have got one window like toolbars, products, and
Yeah, I'll show. So now, not welcome. We are in the editing interface. So instead of editor.html, you have to type C for cup, F for flower, and hash, CF hash, and then press enter. Now you are in classic interface of the web content management or the editing, right? Let the page load. Okay. Now scroll down a little bit. Now you see that you are a maybe marketing person or you are a business person, and your job is to change the image. Go a little bit up. little bit up, you see that lady, smiling lady. Yeah, go there. Now you want to change this image, right? Now you don't need to write any code for it. You see on the left hand side, there are multiple images getting shown.
Yes, yes.
So whatever image you like, just drag and drop on top of that lady.
Okay.
Right? Now your page has been changed. You don't have to write a single line of code, but your image is changed. Right? Now, apart from changing the image, you want to add one more image. Come down.
Okay.
Come down, come down, come down, come down, come down, come down. You see square boxes called drag component for assets here.
Yes.
Right? So suppose you want to add one text and image here also. Right? So for that, if you remember, I told you that in AEM we have components. Using components, we can add content. And now you have to add a text and image. So on the right hand side, you see one rectangular box, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And on the first tab, you see download, image, list, multivariate testing, table, text, text and image. These are all components, right? As a developer, you will be writing these components. Now, there are some default components which come with AEM. Now, suppose you want to add text and image. So you drag and drop a text and image component onto that empty square box. You see text and image component. If you want to only add image, then image. If you want to add text as well as image, then you add text and image component.
Need
No,
to
this is
drag
only
and drop.
this is only text. I want you to drag and drop text and image component.
Okay. Yes.
Drag and drop. Yeah, you wherever you want to like to add, right? Now the component is there. You have to configure it. Now double click on this component.
Okay.
Now the component has opened. Now every component has a configuration box using which you can configure. For example, if you are adding text, right? What text you want to add? What image you want to add? That is configured via a component which is called dialog box. So this you see, which is floating on top, is called a dialog box. Now try writing some text here. You can write maybe this is my first website or whatever you like, right? Now, apart from this text, you see you have formatting option. So you can select say first, right? So you can just select the first, just double click on the first, and you can make it bold, you can make it italic, you can make it underline, you can align it left, middle, center. You can even link to a page. You can do an anchor linking. You can do basic formatting, like you can provide bullets, you can give numbering, right?
Yes.
So this is your text. Now you also want to add an image. Now go to the image tab. Now drag and drop any image that you like. Maybe that guy
Then
with
can select
doing
any of
something.
the images.
No, not select. I mean, you can, but usually it's not done like that. You generally select from the AEM itself, right? You first upload the image in AEM, which comes into the left box, right? And you see the left box where you see all the images. You first upload into image.
Yes.
So you can just drag and drop an image and drop it here, right? So this is your image. Now you can crop the image. For example, you crop it. Okay. I double click on this again. I'll show you some more feature. You can just double click on where this is my first website. You can click on double click on that, or you can right click and click on edit. That is also fine. Yeah.
Yes.
Now you can see in the bottom, you see crop, rotate, clear. Just try those combination. You have a slider box also, right? So you can crop it, you can rotate it.
Okay.
You can make it smaller, you can make it bigger. And then you have advanced image properties as well, where you can provide some more granular level of detail. Everything that you can do without writing any code, right? You can provide the title of the image, you can provide alt text, right? And then click on OK. So now, without writing a single line of code, you have added an image and text onto your page, right? So now imagine how easy it is for the content marketing team or the business team to add, create. Right? So in this case, we just edited a page which was already there. Right now, I'll show you how you can create a new page as well. Correct? So
Okay.
now close this window,
Yes, sir.
close this one and go to the sites again. Yeah, you can close this and go to the first one. Now suppose you want to create a new product. So click on English on the plus sign. You have products, right? Click on the plus sign on products. You have triangle, square, circle. Now you want to create one more product called, say, rectangle, right? Under products. So click on products, because the parent page is products, right? You are launching a new product. Your boss has told me that we are launching rectangle. So click on products. Now you see the top button there is a new button on the right hand side on top. On the right window, on the top, you have a new button.
Yeah.
Click on new. Right now, give the title is rectangle. Capital RECTANGLE. So you are launching a new product here. Okay. You don't need to give a name. Name is automatically created from the title. If you want to give any other name, then you can give the name. Name is the one using which your page is saved, right? The node name. You can leave it or you can give your name if you want to. It's optional.
Okay.
Now the second thing, if you remember, so we have seen the temp components, right? The text component, the image component, using which we can configure the component. The other thing that I told you yesterday was template. So if you want to create any page, you have to have a template first. For example, if you want to create a forum page, or if you want to create an asset page or any kind of page, right? In your projects, you will be creating template first. So in order to create a page, you need to have a template first. Understood, everyone? If I'm
Yes.
going too
Yeah.
fast, you can stop
No,
me
no.
and ask.
You're
Okay.
fine.
Yes,
So
sir.
now go up. We are creating or launching a new page here, right? So maybe let's select the content page template, right? The first one, and click on create. Now you can see our page has been created. You see under product, we have triangles, circles, Mandelbrot, and rectangle, right? Now you have only given the name of the page. Other than that, you have not given anything. But see what happened in the back. Just double click on the rectangle and see what has been created for you. No, not triangle. We created rectangle.
To edit over there as
Yeah, I mean, no, we did not want to see triangle. We want to see rectangle. So
You
click
open
on triangle.
triangle.
Double click on rectangle.
The page that you created, right? You created rectangle, correct?
Yes.
So double click on rectangle. Yeah, you can view it in touch UI. That's not a problem. It's a choice between. So now you see, you had given only the name of the page, but you see you already have a logo at the top. You have a contact us, sign in, sign up link. You already have a search box. You already have a menu ready. Now, if you hover over to the products, right? Go to the products. You will see your product page has already been added into the menu also. Click on products.
it's not clickable.
Okay. On the right top, you see edit button and preview button. Click on preview. In the black, no, on the right top, you see a preview button after edit.
Yes.
Click on preview. Now click on products.
Yeah.
You can see your page has been added, right? So you already have a menu built in, right? And you can see your page has been created. So again, without writing a single line of code, by only giving a name, you have created a complete full page. Now, if you have to add components to it, again, you can drag text and image and whatnot, and then you can add content, right? So this is how you can create content, you can edit content, you can create new pages, all without writing a single line of code. But again, it is true for content author, business team, or client team. you as a developer would be someone who will be creating a backend code for it. But is the concept clear how easy it is to create websites, create content, and then make your pages work? Any questions here?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. So now you can stop sharing. And somebody was telling me something, right? They did not get. They had an issue. Who was it? I think somebody has questions, right?
Yes.
Who was it? Karthi.
Yeah, hello.
Sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, Karthi. What issue did you have?
Actually slow, sir.
After clicking on that English, what should we do? We are getting the toolbars, products, and services.
Maybe can you share the screen? I do not understand the question. Maybe you can show the screen and then tell me.
After this.
Yeah, so you are in the website, right?
Yeah.
Now, suppose you have to create one new page, what will you do? Or if you have to open the site, what you will do? You will just double click on it, right?
Yeah.
So double click on any page. If you want to open the root page, like the English, if you want to open toolbar page, if you want to open triangle page, you can open any page, and then after opening the page, you can add the content in it. Okay, I'm seeing and don't see your browser. I see that AEM screen. I need to see the browser window. Okay, I'm not able to see the browser, but anyway, I mean, the thing is, you can just click on the website page, double click on it. You can edit content. You can create new pages, right? Okay, I think you can stop sharing. I'm not able to view anything significant here. It will
Kumar,
close. It will stop your server. Don't. Okay, you just stop sharing the screen. Okay. Yeah, tell me.
yeah, actually, I have missed the installation part. Like, how can I get help again for installation? Can I get to this
Nothing to
recording
do
or?
with installation. Yeah,
Oh,
I think it is getting recorded. I will ask Srinivas to share the recording with you.
okay,
But it's very
okay.
easy. As I said, you just have to drop the jar file, access files, and if you have Java, just double click on it and you're good to go.
Okay, actually, I have Java, JDK and Eclipse I have already. Only one thing, this one I do not have.
That is there in your email. If you have given me your email ID, you should have that software in your email.
Software I have only installation. I did not see, means I have missed the first.
Installation is nothing. You just have to download it. You
Huh.
just have to download the file and then just double click on it, and it's done. That is it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Just
Thank
double
you.
click
Thank
the
you,
jar
Kumar.
file. It will get started.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So
Okay.
I'm going to take I'm going to take a 10 minutes break here, and then meanwhile, the people who have installed it, just go to the site and try adding content, components, create a page and something, and then if you face any issues, we'll connect again in 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Create a new page under the root English page. Then you will create that English page and click on new, right? And then choose the template, provide the name, the title, and then click on create. If you want to create a page under, say, products page, right? Then you have to select the parent page, click on new, name, title, click on create, right? Similarly, here also, if I want to create a page, just click on create and create live copy, or from here, right? Deselect, then okay, looks like something is wrong with my settings here. Go to this. Yeah. So here I can click on create page, and then again I will get the same kind of screen where I have to select the template. For example, I want to select this kind of template. Select the template, click on next, provide the name, the title. In Touch UI, you have more options to configure the page, right? Like the page title, navigation title, right? The tags. This is something I'm going to explain you later on, but in Touch UI, you will get more options. And in the advanced, you can configure alias as well. For now, just cancel it. A lot of disturbance is coming. All right, now this is how you create a page. Now you can also copy a page. So you see a copy button here. You can click on copy and you can copy this page somewhere else, right? By paste. You can delete a page if you do not want it. You can move a page. Suppose you want to move this circle page to, say, in the toolbars, right? So just click on move, and then you can provide the location where you want to move. And then if you want to rename the page, you can rename as well, right? So it will delete the page from the original location and move to the next location. The other option is activate, right? If you guys remember, we discussed activation or replication yesterday. Anyone remembers what is it? Anyone? What is replication activation?
Save as
Okay, I'm not able to hear. Guys, I would need your understanding of what activation or replication is, right? Either I'm not able to explain you yesterday. Anyone, please. What is activation and replication? Okay, let me explain you again. Mm, So when you create something onto the author server, right, then uh, you cannot expose that page to your end user, right? Because this is where you are creating the content. For that, you have a publish server. So once you do that, you have to move or basically transfer the content from author to publish service, right? So activation is something which would send your page. So for example, I created this circle page new, right? It is an author instance. It is not on my live website. So if I have to send it onto my live website, I have to click on activate. So I can click on from here activate, or I can click it here activate. I have another option which is called activate later. Suppose I'm creating a promotion page or maybe an offer page, and I want that offer page to go live at 12 o'clock midnight. I cannot have someone sitting on the computer to activate the page at 12 o'clock midnight, right? I can click on guys, please be on mute. It's very annoying. I don't know. The people maybe just attended the training, left mic on the unmute and left. Uh, okay, so you can choose the date here, and you can choose the time, right? So you at that particular date and that particular time, it will get automatically activated. Is that clear, guys? Because the next time if I ask you, I should get an answer, right? Does this make sense?
Yes, sir. Clear for me.
Okay. Similarly, once you want to remove the page from the live website, you can click on deactivate, right? That means this page will be removed from the publish server. You can do deactivate later also. Guys, please be on mute. So suppose you want the offer to end after 2 days in the midnight, right? So you can select the date, and then you can select, suppose you want to end it by 6 p.m. You can click on OK. The page will automatically be deleted from the live website, right? So new, copy, paste, delete, move, activate, activate later, deactivate later, and workflows. If you remember, we have discussed about workflows. Workflows basically help you automate your task. You can, get an approval of your page. You can get review. You can do some automation tasks. So you can select any workflow that you want to run. Suppose if you want to create a page for the campaign and approve it, you can click on approve. You can give a title and click on start. The notification will automatically go to the person who is responsible for approval, and then they can approve. Right? Again, alright, guys. So this is the walkthrough of the web content management capabilities within the Classic UI. And now your homework is to find out the same thing, right? Which is here in the Classic UI, right? For example, creating a new page, copying page, pasting, deleting, moving, activating, activate later, deactivate later, workflows in the Touch UI, right? See where you can find all this speech, all these options. Okay, and
Sir,
try
I
to
have a
do some.
question here.
Mhm.
Sir, once we have deactivated one page, can we reactivate that?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Unless you delete the page from author, you can always reactivate, right? So deleting and deactivation is different thing. When you deactivate, the page is still on the author, but it is, it is, you can say, uh, deleted or basically removed from publish servers, right? But in case of deletion, the page is actually deleted. Now, for example, if you delete the page from author without deactivating it, it will still be on the publish server. It will be deleted from author, but it will still be on publish server. That is something you should avoid. You should keep in mind.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the web interface of the classic UI. Okay. Now, apart from these websites, you have this search option. Using this, you can search different pages. You can give criteria. You can give the template name. You can provide the tagging. You can provide the modified date and all. So, you can do a simple search here. Okay, so this is here. Now on the top, you can click on this and it will take you to the main screen, right? Then you have other screens, which basically I'll explain you in this main one, right? The second thing is digital assets, right? So what is the digital assets? Anybody remembers? We discussed this again yesterday. Anyone?
They are like just images, videos, documents, or any audio clip.
Yes.
Allow
Basically,
the customers to
we
In
manage.
any,
can use some audio, videos, and images and all in
yes,
our
in
website.
any enterprise website, you would have a lot of audio file, video files. You would have a lot of images, PDF files, a lot of assets.
Yeah.
So all that assets is managed in your DAM. Now this DAM is so powerful feature that Adobe sells this as a standalone. So people, even if they are not using web content management facilities of AEM server, they buy DAM for the sake of digital asset management. So now if you click on this DAM, you will see all the images that are uploaded here. Okay. So for example, if I go to the geometrics, I can see the images. So I can create folders here, right? I can click on new and click on new folder or new file and then create. So first I have to select a parent folder and then select a new folder, and inside it I can create it. So for example, if I go to this, now what is the capability that DAM provides? Basically, for example, if you upload an image, suppose this is the guy, right? I upload this image here in the DAM. Now, okay, I have to move this. So if I go here, right, and I see, if I upload one image, automatically AEM will create different format for it. Because if you remember the scenario we talked about, small screen, bigger screen, slow network, big network, right? So AEM will automatically create different combination of these images. So you can see it has created a very simple thumbnail image of 48 pixel. It has created another image of 140 pixel. So by default, they create different variations of format. This is called renditions. What is it called?
Rendition.
Right. So rendition is very common terminology in AEM, right? AEM will automatically create these default renditions for you when you upload the image, and I'll show you that in the next class. Sometimes what happens, you may require more renditions, more format. In that case, you have to create some custom code, right? And how do you create that custom code? I'll be explaining you again in our hands-on. So one of the most common scenarios of doing a custom workflow is creating custom renditions, right? So custom renditions can be created, but by default, AEM will automatically create. So it will show you the image information like the name of the image, the size of the image, when it was modified, what is the type extension, what is the dimension, where you can download it from there. And then there is some metadata. Anybody knows what a metadata is?
Yes, data about data.
Correct. So what is our data here? It is image, right? Now this image is our data, but other than this, we also have a lot of data about this image, right? What data? For example, what is the name of this image? What is the description of the image? What are the tags using which we can search? Who created this? Who contributed to this? What is the language, if any, applies to this image? Is there any copyright about this image? Who is the owner of the copyright? What are the users terms, right? When this image should expire, when should that copyright expires? On time we can specify. So automatically, suppose if I'm having an image and I have a copyright for only say 6 months, I can specify on time and off time. So automatically the image will be published and deleted on that time. And then I can add more data about it. So this is the default data, like created with which tool, with height, person, location, etc. We can also create custom metadata, right? For that we have to create some coding in AEM, and that using that we can create. So AEM, when you upload the image in AEM, it automatically processes that image, create renditions, create metadata about it, fill out information which you can also manually do it. You can also see versions of, if you imaged multiple times or change it, right? From one image to another, you can see different versions. You can also see references, meaning if you want to check whether this image is getting used in which pages or even component, you can see what pages this image is getting used, right? So you can see that all the information here. So this is called digital asset management, or DAM, right? You can, again, here there is a search box. You can search the image by name, by path, by modified date, by file type, by tags and whatnot, right? So because in a large enterprise application, you would have a hell lot of data and images and all. So you should have a way to quickly search it. So the DAM provides you that flexibility. All right. So you can see all the digital asset. It can be digital right management. It could be banners. It could be documents. Right. It could be icons. It could be video files, movies, office documents and whatnot. So this is all your DAM assets. If I talk about my Touch UI, the similar interface you will find here, which is, so in Touch UI, it is called assets. In Classic UI, it is called DAM, right? But in Touch UI, it is called assets. So again, if I click on assets, I'll go to the screen.
In real time, which one we can use? Whether
I mean, you can use whatever you prefer, but nowadays, most people use Touch UI mostly because you're using touch devices, right? So preference. But yeah, Classic UI is the older interface. Touch UI is the new interface. So Adobe always suggests you to use, the Touch UI interface. All right. But yeah, I mean, the functionality wise, it's the same. You can just go to different folders. For example, you go to the geometric folder here, right? You can go to portrait folder, and then you can select the image like this, and you can see the renditions, right? Click on renditions, you'll see all the renditions, right? Different format which has been created. You can see the original image. You can see the timelines, any comment if there, right? You can download the image and all. So all these features is there. Right? You can edit it if you want to do rotation, etc. So there is a little bit more feature here as well. But most of the time it's like, there is a views also, right? How many people have viewed this image. Right? So this is the DAB interface, which is there in the Classic UI. It is also there in the Touch UI. All right. So again, we go back. There is a campaign option. So if you remember, we talked about Adobe Campaign, right? So if you're using Adobe Campaign, then yeah, we can integrate with Campaign. We can create emails here, but I will not be using Adobe Campaign here, so I don't need to worry. Then we have Inbox. Inbox is where your notification comes. So it's sort of an email, right? For example, if there is any workflows or any approval required, it comes into the inbox. I'll show you practically how it works when we run a workflow. Then there is a user screen where you can define users, group, permissions, roles, create users, assign them permissions. Then there's a tool screen where you have multiple tools. Like if you want to create multiple websites in multiple languages, you want to manage multiple sites at one place, you use tools. Again, this is something we'll see later, deep dive. Then there's a tagging. You can create tags and then you can apply the tags on the images, on the pages, and you can use them to search, right? Again, I'll give you a demo for it. We are almost on time, so it will take some time, but yeah, this is the left hand side of the classic UI screen, and the similar thing you will have in the touch UI also. You can try to figure it out and you can explore. On the right hand side, we have a lot of complex tool which is used in development mostly, but we'll go through it and then again we'll see how this works in touch UI as well. Any questions here?
No.
All right, so I think we are almost on time today. So I would request everyone who have not installed it, please do install this and try to play around, try to create page, try to edit page, and see what different tools are there. And please come up with any questions that you have in tomorrow's. And if you face any issues, let me know. We can try to solve it and then see how we can.
Sir, where we find the PDF and PPTs about this?
PPTs I have already uploaded. So if you have got an email with the software link, there is a. Let me show you. So everybody would have got the link to this folder, right? In this folder, you will see two folders. Can you
Yes,
see my
yes,
screen? Presentation and software. In the software, you have the license
yes,
files,
sir.
the software, and the Java. In the presentation is the PowerPoint, which we discussed yesterday, right? So we will be having a lot of other PowerPoint presentation, which I will keep uploading in this one. So you have the access to entire folder. Keep checking on this one on a regular basis. You will find new content here.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So what about recorded session?
Recorded session, I don't know if it's. Let me check with
Actually, sir,
Srinivas, who
this
is the.
session will help us if we stuck anywhere.
Yeah, Srinivas, are you there in the call? Okay, I think I don't know if he may not be listening in. So once he joins tomorrow, right, to start the meeting, then I'll ask because he's the one who is recording it. So I don't have it on my machine. He is the host. So I'll ask him to share the recording with you and then upload into that folder. So you will see the recording there as well.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye.